So we found some tracks. Got it? Where? Oh yeah.
Month of Mayhem.
There's nothing like bringing like $20,000 worth of camera gear out into the bush when like the weather is like this and going on boats and stuff. Stress. Okay, made it to the island. For you guys, it's been 24 hours. For us, it's been 5 minutes. We're gonna check out these guys' camp. Let's see how these guys are now. Okay. We're not coming to steal anything. We're just coming to. Okay. Look at these guys.
Wait, siang ah.
Wait, no. It's different.
Yeah.
Okay. Better than our camp.
Eh?
You won't notice if we take this. He's going. See? He's going.
Take it off.
One eternity later.
Yeah, we've finished setting up our tent.
What's that?
We finished setting up our tent.
Yeah. It worked out for us.
Yeah.
It worked out really well. Actually.
We headed back to have dinner.
Oh, so we just learned something new. That patrols are only done on the high tide. Patrols of what? The turtles. So what we're here to do is to find and tag turtles so that we can track their migratory tendencies and habits. And it's only at high tide and really during the night, from what I understand. I'm going to learn a lot more as the week goes on though. So, bula to you guys. Bula to everybody in Motoriki. Lots of rain so far, and obviously there's only so much you can do when it's raining. So we've already gone to set up our camp. We're here for dinner, liquid dinner, and then maybe real dinner after that.
We'll wait for the high tide.
Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately, so what I did last week was I took our Starlink to Alan's house to move because I wanted to test because this is what I was told by a guy who installs Starlink on behalf of Digicel and TFL is that Starlinks are movable within Fiji. So I assumed that Fiji was like recognized as one location because that was confirmed to me last week when I took our Starlink out to Alan's. And it worked just fine. But now I've set up the Starlink on that island out there and it was restricted. And it's like, we've seen that you've moved your Starlink to a new location. And I'm like, that was what we were supposed to rely on while we were out here.
Yeah.
And these daily uploads and all of this stuff. So, and the live streams that we were planning on doing. So we tried to do our homework. And I checked out upgrading plans, but it can go up to like $12,000 a month. You saw that, right?
I saw that.
At minimum, it'll be an extra $100 a month. But then they warn you, you may not be able to switch back to the original plan.
So you'll be paying 100.
You'll be paying an extra $100 a month forever. Or have to get a new Starlink and start a new plan. So luckily, you have LTE.
Yep,
Vodafone.
with Vodafone.
So we're going to try to upload YouTube videos every day.
Every day.
But we'll see. But there will be no live stream from here.
Yeah.
But maybe we'll do a live podcast from Mombasa on the LTs, right? That'd be the best that we can do, unfortunately. But here's what it is. And so it rained, and so we drank. Now, a lot of people might be wondering, why do you do this? Why are you sitting down, wasting time, drinking grog, you know? But this is actually an important part of that, because we have a lot of Itoke representatives on this trip. This is actually an important part of connecting with these communities. Like, if you just come out here, you go to your camp, you don't, you know, hang out. There's no relationship that gets built. And so, you know, you can go ahead and try to do conservation work, but if you have no personal relationship with the communities out here, then when you leave, all of the things that you tried to do for the week that you were here really doesn't continue. So these are actually the moments where you sit around and you tell stories, you joke with each other. That's how, in Pacific cultures, especially in Fiji at least, like it's straight, this is how you can ensure that when WWF packs up and leaves in a couple weeks or a month, that the work will continue. And you have somebody like Mosi who just stood up and left, who's been turtle monitor here since 2010. So that's like 15 years. And he's like, he's actually pretty passionate about it.
Yeah.
Honestly, guys, I expected like the turtle monitors to be like, whatever.
Right.
But he's like really passionate about it, which I was surprised about. I don't know why, but like a lot of times NGOs come in, they like do these initiatives, and then they go, and people are like, they're just trying to get money. You know? But this is different out here.
Yeah.
I'm impressed so far. But that's why we sit around and hang out around the grog basin sometimes. You don't have to drink, but it's good to build these relationships.
Yeah.
Welcome back. So we had to wait for the high tide. Apparently, the turtles only come up the beach during the high tide. Well, 99% of the time at night, because I assume, but we should ask, is because the safety and the ease of just swimming up to the beach, then crawling up, making their nests, and then slipping back into the water again, because the beaches are quite big here on the low tide, and so it's much easier for a turtle just to swim up and make its nest. And so it's about 4 in the morning, so the tide is up. We're gonna go to the island and start our patrols. And within, I guess, an hour and a half, it'll be getting bright out. So timing the tides and the night.
Take turns, as one team would rest, keep resting, and the other one goes. And we switch in 1 hour. Yeah, 1 hour. Yeah, 1 hour is good. And so when on the beach again, please avoid using lights as much as possible because it scares the turtles. So especially on this side of the island, where it's only sandy beaches, no tricks really. And you see, when we're on the beach, if you just walk down, you can't miss turtle's track. That's just fresh. It's very obvious. But on the other side of the island, it's like more rocky, beach rock and fallen trees with branches. So yeah, that time of course use lights. And first, thing is about security, and so be safe. And if you can use red lights, it's even better, since it's less bright and turtles won't see much. And that's about it. So if we get to see a turtle, we're gonna come back just in front of the camp. There's the wooden box that you may have seen on your way, and that'll be our first step. Is put the box around the turtle on its way back to the sea, sorry. And once it's done, like, we can take our time because obviously the turtle's not going away. But this first step is quite critical, and because the turtle can go like in no time back to the water. So if we do find one and we're like supposedly on the other side of the island, it's still 20 minutes walking around the island, so it can take quite a few time, like a few minutes to come back here. So what we decided is like one person is gonna stay with the turtle. We're not going to disturb it at all during over the nesting process. But then this person can check that it still goes on, and if at some point the turtle starts to go back to the sea, we agreed that we would flip it on the back, waiting for the others to come back with the wooden box. Okay? Guys, you have any additional questions?
Pretty clear.
Yeah, all good. Let's make the turtle dance so that they come. Yeah.
Good. Just narrate a little bit for you if you can.
Yeah. So we found some tracks. The other side of the island, and hopefully we're still here. You got it? Where?
You see?
Oh, yeah. We have found one, our first turtle. Yeah.
Hello, you. Ula. Oh, that one is Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson?
Moving backwards. Yeah. Yeah, man. It's moving backwards. It's Michael Jackson. Right. Maybe we try to. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, you get some sand. Nice, guys. All right. This is so cool. I need 2 persons to deploy the tag. So Drew and whoever wants to do it. What's up? Joseph, do you want to do it?
I'm doing the ice.
Okay. And I need 2 persons of the tag.
Cap the ice.
So, hi, Dula. What's up? Hey, baby. So, let it come into an angle. Once it's in an angle like this, it's easier to. And first thing we do as well is to check that it's not flip attacks. Since we're gonna start doing flip attacks, it's a good habit to take. So flip attacks are usually placed here. This way you make sure it's not the tag yet.
So, Hugo,
Yes?
what kind of turtle do we have here?
That's a hawksbill.
That's a hawksbill.
Yeah, that's a hawksbill turtle.
So how can you tell it's a hawksbill turtle for all the people who don't know
Yeah, okay.
what's a hawksbill turtle?
It has this very beaky, hawk-like beak.
Okay,
It's very sharp.
okay.
Maybe you can see it like this. And it also has to do with the number of scoots on the carapace, eh?
Starling.
Like right now it's night, so we can't really see, but it's got 5
Oh,
lateral
okay.
spots,
Okay,
whereas green only has 4, for example.
I understand. Okay.
These ones are critically endangered, meaning there's only about 10% left of the population, of the initial population,
Wow.
and all 90% that's gone has been extinct over the last century.
So in 100 years, we've lost 90% of the
Yes,
population. Okay.
that is correct, and it's the last stage before extinction.
Wow.
So it's quite critical that we get them as much data as we can on their life cycle, on their life habitats, so that we can better protect them.
Yes.
And on this beach, we have seen a few nests, considering that each turtle may nest several times over a season. Maybe this beach is hosting 2 to 3 turtles that will come to nest throughout the season.
Okay. Okay.
Tonight, what we seek to do is to deploy a satellite tag to go on top of its carapace.
And that satellite tag will allow us to do what?
So it will allow us to track its movements, both while it's in the nesting ground,
Yeah.
but more specifically when it's gonna start migrating, so we can identify
Where?
the migratory corridors,
Yep.
and also where it's going,
Okay.
what's its final destination. Final destination is the foraging ground. That's where they feed.
Okay.
That's where they spend most of their adult time.
So if we can understand where they live and understand where they get their nutrition from and their food source,
Yes.
that can help us to regrow the population,
That's
or at
exact-
least protect what we have.
No, it's actually true, because
Okay.
as you know, turtles are great travelers.
Yeah.
So when they're adults, their lives, it goes from the feeding ground to the nesting ground where it was born. So this turtle is probably, it doesn't start breeding until it's about 20 to 30, and it comes
Years old.
Yeah,
Whoa.
years old. So it's an old turtle already, and it's coming back to the beach where it was born. So you can imagine that this one was born maybe a few inches long,
Yeah.
30 years ago on this very beach.
Wow. It reminds me of salmon that we have in British Columbia.
Yeah.
Coming back to the place.
Homing. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
It's called homing, yeah?
Homing. Okay.
Except it's not gonna die.
Yes, yes,
when
yes,
it comes
yes.
to breed. Okay. And so identifying those habitats where it spends most of their lives is also part of the safeguarding process. Because if you protect it well, it's like a managed area in Fiji.
Yes.
But say it lives the other major part of its life in another country that doesn't know they are here,
Yeah.
and that doesn't make any conservation effort. Well,
Yeah.
this is going to lead to failure eventually.
We have to understand the whole picture.
Yeah, we need to. The conservation, total conservation effort has to be on a regional scale.
Yes.
So we need to identify what countries and what stakeholders are co-responsible for managing and protecting this population. And this is the only way we can efficiently do it. Because conservation efforts have traditionally heavy focused on nesting beach. Obviously it's important, but as I said, it's only a part of the turtle life, so conservation goes way beyond this only nesting habitat. So that's what we're gonna do, and hopefully we get this very critical data and knowledge, and it will be the second hawksbill turtle to be tagged in Fiji.
Wow.
Wow.
You got that, guys? So this is only the second. The first one, I believe, was the other night. Yeah. So this is only the second hawksbill turtle to be tagged in Fiji. So, it's a game changer.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And the satellite tags that they're putting on, I believe they ping up to 200 to 300 times a day, but only on breaching. So obviously, not obviously, but one thing I learned recently is that it's very hard to transmit electronic signal wirelessly through water. So the only time that these satellite tags will ping is when the turtle breaches, or when it's on a beach, or when it's, you know, when the shell comes out of the water. Then it'll ping the satellites, and the software that they pay for, which is very expensive, will allow them to look on a map and understand the route that this turtle is taking. Yeah.
First step is we're gonna choose a fly. All the turtles, it stays quiet. Who is measuring the carpet step. 77 here. Have the handkerchief?
Winter. Oh no, wait.
Okay. And we can also record the stuff. The hour. Fine, hold it. So you put it behind it. Hold it down, yeah? Okay.
Mixer ng epoxy.
Okay, ethanol. Ethanol first. Do you think it's flat enough? I think it is, eh? So guys, just to make it clear, this whole process is absolutely painless for the turtle, since it's only going to be on the stick. It doesn't feel anything. And the tags are designed to minimize as much as possible any physical or behavior constraints. Eh? Okay. So it's like hydrodynamic. The shape it's grown smaller and smaller with the progress in technology.
Yes.
Now it's only going to be an hour of being restrained, but it's not gonna feel anything. Oh yeah, that's what we want to avoid at all costs, is to have sand projections. That's why we need to hold it tight. Okay, this is to get rid of all the oils. Yeah, so we get it scoop clean, get it it's flat enough and it's about the size of the tag, so we're gonna go for the phase one is epoxy glue, and we're gonna create a nice platform where we're gonna set the tag. So Drew, you made sure somebody is pre-cutting fiberglass.
Is mostly na fiber? Big one, eh?
Okay, I think we're good. Yeah, we're good. Yeah. You have to act super fast. Nice. put your gloves on. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. People, we need to be fast here. Don't want to stress out. Where's the... That's perfect. Yeah, perfect. You can go all the way around on top of it. Alright. Perfecto. Drew is an artist. Leonardo da Vinci.
Leonardo da Vinci is the best.
Okay, set. This is gonna try for about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And this is where we're gonna deploy the tag, obviously.
Okay.
So the turtle is not gonna have the tag for its entire life, since the scutes are regenerating naturally, so at some point it will fall off. A bit like our hairs, really.
Right.
And so when it does, well, so will the tag. So hopefully it's already on the foraging ground.
Right.
But this way, we also make sure that the turtle won't be carrying it around for its entire life. What fighter?
She's a fighter, she's a rock star.
Try to make it as you want a line. Okay. And then you press and a bit twist on the sides. Yeah, some more, some more. Make it well aligned. Yeah, come back, come back, come back. Slide. Yeah, good. And now you model it. Oh, no.
So Hugo,
As long as it,
how does the satellite tag stay charged? Is it a battery or is it powered by movement?
It's a lithium battery,
Lithium battery.
so it would last for over a year.
Wow.
Over a year of emitting.
I gotta talk to Apple about that.
Yeah, actually the migration may take up to 1 month in average, I'd say.
Right.
But there are some great variability between turtles. Some only migrate for like tens of kilometers.
Yeah.
Some others may for 4,000 kilometers.
Whoa.
So these ones will travel for 4 months, when others, may actually only travel for a few weeks.
Wow.
So yeah, we need it to last at least 4 months. 4 months is a
Okay,
solid
yeah.
base
Yeah, I understand.
just to make sure we got the foraging ground.
Yeah.
And afterwards, it doesn't move much from its nesting ground. It's like, this rock is my house.
Okay, yeah.
It's not moving much around.
That makes sense, yeah.
Now we're gonna go again with some epoxy glue. All of these glue are very strong, okay? So this is going to be the last phase with the glue. So he's going to put some here and we're going to put stripes around. Okay, you good. Yeah, good. This is the same pretty much material as fiber boats. Yeah, good. Good job. Good job. Female turtles, once they have breed outside of the lagoon, they can breed with multiple males and they will keep the sperm in a little organ. Yeah? So whenever they come to nest, they nest about 100 eggs and they can be multiple fathers. It's all mixed. It takes about an hour and a half for her to climb, to dig, to nest and go back. And she will actually do it several times over a nesting season, up to from 3 to 5 or 6 times. And over all this time, she's not feeding. So she's not feeding during the migration because obviously it's in the open ocean, so it can't go graze on the bottom, and it's not feeding on its nesting site. So it will lose a lot of weight, almost half of its mass. We think 40% in average. So when it's back on its feeding ground, it's going to take a long time to, replenish and recover from that. This is why they don't come to nest every year. Depending on, the amount of food in their feeding grounds and the duration and distance to their feeding grounds, because as I said, it can be only a few dozen kilometers, it can be up to 4,000 kilometers, so that's a long way to go. So yeah, they come to nest every 2 to 6, 7 years. Whereas males, on the other hand, they also do the migration, they breed, and once they're done breeding, they will go back on feeding grounds. So they don't fast that long. So they will be able to come back almost every year. And as I said, so it will lay 100 eggs, let's say up to 5 times, which is like the top of the interval. So that means 500 eggs total. And we think only one baby out of 1,000 will make it to the adult stage. So, statistically, it will need to come to do 2 nesting seasons for one of its babies to become an adult in 20 years or 30 years from now. Yeah, it's amazing, eh? But it's been here forever, man. This is how it's been for over 100 million years. They knew dinosaurs. They lived with dinosaurs. They make it up all the way down to here, and now it's critically endangered because of unsustainable activities and climate change. But it can adapt. That's what I meant by it's been around for a long time. It can adapt.
What I always do with the volunteers in doing in identifying the nest, seated the nest. So it's I was taught from a very early age by my grandparents. They were traditional fishermen, so they know how to hunt sea turtles. Okay, we managed to caught up with the nester who just she just came in and laying her eggs, and now we are trying to identify where the nest is, where the egg is, and you can see that the volunteers are here to identify, making the marks, and it's gonna be hatched for like after 50 days, so we can come back again and dig up the nest and try to identify how many eggs are successfully hatched and those who are unhatched, so we can put it onto that sheet.
Goodbye. Goodbye, Turtle. Goodbye, Kara. Goodbye, Kara. Bye, Kara. Say bye-bye. Sit. Sit. Don't. Sit. Mazel tov! Long live Kara! That was so good, man, so good. Special moment, magic moment to be here on the island with the whole team, get our second turtle ever. So now we're gonna be expecting for the tag to start emitting, and from our computer we can track it and see where it goes, if it started migration or if it's still around and about to come again for some nesting. You know, all of this information, and ultimately this will take for maybe a year of emission and hopefully a lot of useful data, and get to understand a bit better the connection of these critically endangered species again. So it's time we act fast and we act for good, and so yeah, this is hopefully going to be helpful to set some efficient conservation efforts.
So we found a turtle. We won 3/4 of a lap and we found a turtle, which I don't think we were really expecting, and so that's pretty cool. Lots of information from Hugo. I like to call him Dr. Hugo. Very, very knowledgeable person about turtles. And I don't know, this is just the first night. So we'll see what happens on night 2, 3, and 4. Now we're gonna go do a beach cleanup. And so we'll see you guys back on Kavewa.